Computer. Lights. Hey guys, I'm all washed out again. That's why I'm all washed out. That light is so bright. Why does it have that issue? I don't know what's going on. Okay. Um. Well, I know what's going on. I know exactly what's going on. We are having a problem with this light not setting itself properly. The program that I set up, who you calling program? The program I set up keeps once had this set at 100%, but now, but I set it for not 100%, so it wouldn't be so bright. And now we're stuck at, there we go. But the program keeps running back at 100%. Even though I have reset the program to be 10%, it still goes to 100% every time. And I'm like, really? Really? This is the way it's got to be? What's going on in 6 days? What am I missing? Because this is a Tatooine shirt. Is it because Obi-Wan? Is that what you're saying? This is a great time to be a geek, isn't it? Like in June alone, we've got Obi-Wan, we've got For All Mankind, and we've got the Orville season 3. And that's just June. It's so awesome. Let's get ourselves some music going. All right. It took me a second here. My wife's co-teacher got COVID last week and is now down with COVID. So she was taking a COVID test to see if she's got COVID. She doesn't, but we were kind of looking at the test and trying to figure this out and stuff like that. So, right? I mean, we got Strange New Worlds, we got Halo, we've got Picard. I mean, like, this is a great time for us. Just so much awesome going on. I'm so looking forward to this. And guys making pages. Look at this. You guys shocked? You guys stunned? What's going on here, man? You're like a whole different world. All right. I want to do a couple of things here. Noticing from a distance, you can't really tell that she's smiling. So I'm going to go in here and just kind of fix this a little bit. We only need to just give a little bit more to the side of her mouth here. And just a little bit more there, and you'll be able to tell she's smiling. Even from a distance. Okay, let's fix the eyes. Now that we've rasterized this whole channel or this whole layer, give ourselves this. We're using the G pen. Is that what's going on here? We are. And we've got Bellatrix Rising. Oh, yeah. I mean, I know that there's divisiveness as to whether certain shows were good or not, but I enjoyed all of them. I think part of it is I spent a lot of time remembering my time as a kid when Knight Rider was it, and you had to just enjoy Knight Rider. And if you didn't enjoy Knight Rider, that was your problem, man. Right? I mean, it's like I remember. Whoa, butt! I didn't realize that her butt was sticking out so much there. I'm sure we can find something better, a little bit less. I'm a supermodel and more. There we go. That's probably more like it. A lot of butt there we need. All right, we'll move her forward to here, and she's talking to Chang, and okay, let's look at our pages. What do we got here on the master? Let's draw back here. Right? I hate people. I I did intentionally draw this so that Bote, so that her head is off frame lower, so that you can really see the difference between Chang and Bennett. We're also going to move her eye target. No, her eye target. To over here and down. Woof. I hate people. Right? No, I actually don't feel like it should be down. I feel like it should be up, come to think of it. Now that I have thought otherwise, I will do this. Because this is the one that my wife had a problem with this scene. She didn't like the pattern in this scene. She felt like Chang was being way too rough with Bennett, and thus felt like Bennett was getting kind of busted, getting her chops busted, and it's not. Bennett's not being busted at all. They're having just kind of friendly chatter. So we've got to kind of, there we go. Let's open her mouth just a hair. Now, the thing she is missing is her coffee cup. Important because she's definitely drinking coffee. Let's go for perspective. Grab this and go whoop, whoop. We'll put her coffee cup in her right hand. Can we get to it? No, we can't. There we go. Does it feel a little small to you? Yeah, like she doesn't have enough coffee in her coffee cup. I'm just saying. Oh, the drink bulb ended up in the wrong person's right hand. Never really talk about things like how do they hold coffee cups? Now, this has got a trigger, so usually you'd pull the trigger with your fingers, I would assume, but I think that the trigger is somewhat difficult to pull for Cheng, so she holds the coffee cup differently, which is something that I actually kind of will put in here as a pose so that I don't forget it. Let's get that carpal out of there. There. She's not holding the handle, she's holding the mug. It's cold. Or she's cold. So I think definitely she's holding the mug with her finger or with her thumb through the trigger. The trigger, by the way, opens the valve that's inside there because it's a 0G capable mug. So inside 0G, you leave the valve closed so that the coffee can just float around inside the mug and it's okay. If you just had a normal mug with just normal straw, as soon as you got into 0G, you'd have coffee dribbling out the straw all day long. It'd be going the whole way. So these things have a straw with a valve that closes in on the straw so that you don't have to worry about it. So what they do is they'll let off the valve while they're still pulling through the straw, and that closes the valve, and then whatever is left of the coffee goes up through the straw, so that you have a clear valve. They just get used to that as part of their standard everyday operations. We actually do this. She just poured it out. Splish. So that we don't have to bend so dramatically. This is how we hold things so that we don't end up screwed up and bent. It's not going to matter a whole lot because the actual picture is sort of this through here. And I like the idea of just putting because we've got to show that it's a hallway. So, but I don't think I need that much of this. So I'm going to not front back that. Front back this one. Or blah, 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 blah. Okay, no, that's enough of that. Stop screwing around, guy. You got work to do. I don't know if she's snarling as much. I find her snarling not looking good. So we're going to de-snarl her. She's just saying, I hate people. And she's going to grin. You don't hate me. Because I am your first officer. Okay, I'm done. No, I'm not done. I'll never be done. It's the way it goes. Okay, render settings. Since this is an actual outside render and we're actually going to use it, it's 200 by 200 or 2000 by 2000. So we're going to bump that render up to 2000 by 2000 pixels because, so here's why I choose the different types of render. Whenever you render, it doesn't matter what it does, right? It will always do the same kind of doodly wop, whatever is going on here, right? So I'll copy and we put it in this frame here. You say paste. Did it just forget because I switched? I'll copy. No, I don't think it's selected. Paste. Where'd it go? Oh, it's way the hell over there. This is going to be a flaw if you keep doing it this way. There we go. Boop. That sounds like Brian joining us. Plausibly. Somebody's joining us. It's Brian. Brian's in the black, but he'll get there as time goes on.
Okay, why?
There's Brian.
Hello. I cannot hear you. Give me one moment.
That's all right. I'll just keep talking at you. It's funnier this way.
Okay, there we go. I'm testing settings.
Yep. Setting testing. Maybe that. What's our camera set for? 35. 35 is good. 35 is good for people.
Am I choppy? Am I good?
No, you sound solid.
Okay.
You're a little choppy because I'm rendering, but that's par for the course. All right. We'll dump you because we don't like you. We don't like people like you. Wait.
We don't like your kind around here.
Well, you're kind around here. I just redid the render, so we're going to try again. I'll copy Oh, what's going on? Oh, I have the weirdest complaints about freaking Clip Studio. It's got some of the strangest little bugs that are like, that's newbie bugs, man. Like this one. If you load something into Clip Studio, it should have focus. This is like Windows 101, right?
Yeah.
But it doesn't. So if you bring something in and it's just it has no focus. So that's Windows 101, but not apparently for Clip Studio. So there's that. Do dee do. She looks creepy. Okay, well let's fix that so she doesn't look creepy. That didn't help her any. We will do this. And we can take general, bend, twist. There we go. I don't know if anybody's ever done 2-overs, 2/2s. I think anybody ever thinks to do that in a comic book.
2/2.
Yeah, that's the looking at two characters, then shifting to an angle where you're looking over the shoulder of another character. It doesn't seem to happen very often. It's a television trope, but not necessarily a comic book trope, you know? I don't think I'll
Yeah.
do it, but it's, usually we just do the super close up of the character,
Uh, you know what? I always do the over the shoulder.
Yeah.
Like if you look at my comic, I actually do quite often.
Um, that's why you got me. He says, that's why you got me. Let me look at me smile. I'm smiling. Look at me smile. I've got sunny disposition. That's what I do.
That's a creepy smile right there.
Yeah, it looks horrible until you draw it. Hopefully, we'll see. We'll see what happens because it could just be creepy, and then we'd be like, well, that sucked. No, you know what? I like looking at the original drawing or my. Is that your phone?
Yeah,
Beep,
that
beep,
was
beep,
my
beep.
phone.
Okay. This is one of those where the maquettes do not do this right.
Last time I saw a smile like that, Pennywise was
Right?
about to eat a child.
Right? I was say this is not where the maquettes do it right.
You are you are plumbing the depths of the uncanny valley right now.
Luckily, I will correct it whenever we're over on the other side. In this instance, I
This is better. I
just
can
want
work with
the
this.
the, the right proportions, and then we'll be fine. Mostly in this case, we want her hair and her face the right size side.
Yeah.
Right. It did not. See, again.
Okay, so I was just checking that one thing. I will catch you later.
You leaving?
Yeah, I need to do breakfast.
Oh, you're still early. It's so early for you.
I know.
I'll see you in 30 minutes or so.
Okay.
I keep forgetting it's 9:27.
Yeah.
It's pretty early for you.
Catch you later.
Laters. There we go. All this is just getting the perspective correct. And then you have me. I'm creepy woman. Look at me being creepy. I'm creepy. Okay. Ooh, doggy. Still creepy after all these years. Still creepy after all these years. Oh. So I know you're making a comment about what time it is in your time zone, Brent. This weekend, for reasons that are not clear, my phone switched to a different time zone in the middle of two interviews where I had to be timed up correctly to go upstairs to the press room at the right time. And all of a sudden, my phone was an hour behind, suddenly, out of the blue. And it was so, I know that you're like trying to be clever, and that's true. But for a minute there, you gave me a little bit of a wait, what? Stupid phone gone moment. I had to take it off of use the server for time and put it on to manually tell me what time it is mode to get it to synchronize with everybody else. These are great poses for everything. Can you imagine if you were like in this world and you're like used to just going into weightlessness and going, while floating away, like totally that's what they're used to. They're just totally used to the idea of being weightless and floating away. Now I'm trying to do more detailed posing on this because there's a lot of action going on here. All right. I feel like that's a good sort of solid pose here. Boy, I'm getting complicated here where I shouldn't be getting complicated. Hello. Here's her eye target. I don't think I really need to place her eye target, but we might as well. Right? All right, let's get the camera squared away. Because we want to see her traveling up the tube, we're going to have to do something more over the shoulder like this. But we actually could probably go this direction. I just don't want to because there's no hallway back there. So I don't even actually know why Bennett's on this side. She shouldn't even be on this side. So maybe what we need to do is be smarter about this instead of dumber about it and move Bennett here, because that's where she actually is in the scene. I don't know why my instincts are telling me to have her go the other direction. It's probably not the best instinct here because we want it to be able to see up the tube so you can see what's going on and at the same time see their faces. So again, what was my problem here? And this is a good thing that we're doing this by maquette because I am not 100% sure I would have caught this by instinct until after I'd drawn the whole thing. Okay, wait, let's think about this. How's she holding it? She's holding it like this, right? She's probably holding it right up against her chest. That's how this probably ought to be. There we go. That's what she should be doing. Let's get her eye target lined up. That's Bennett's eye target. There's Chang's eye target. Now, why is it there? So I'll be able to solve my wife's argument to this Just showing that it's just them being them by having her, let's make sure her body language is correct. Have her say, no, see, now I hate you. There we go. And we'll close her mouth. Make her. Now I hate you. Okay, good. There we go. I feel like this is the setup we want. Right here. Although, maybe we want her arm higher to show that she's actually reaching up for the, not the greave. Bends, so she looks like she's actually reaching up for the, even though I know it's like, well, but the problem is I'm not seeing her. Wow, we've got her arm completely screwed up. The maquette's like all confused. Now she looks like she's a whap. Okay. And then she goes slapping around Bennett again. Poor Bennett. Okay, camera view. Yeah, see, nothing we're going to do is ever going to make that hand work, but it will make her shoulder work correctly. So that's right. Now, let's look at these panels. They are wide, but they're tall but narrow. So we got to make sure that we are far enough back that we've got both of them in the tube here. We actually are going to do a director thing. We're going to take Chang. I'm going to move her closer. So that we can use more of this space right here. That's going to be what we want right here. And now her hand is usable. Because all we're going to use is this narrow focus right here. And this is another one of those we're going to have to sell it with the render or with the drawing. Actually, let's do this because I kind of feel like we're doing that thing again. Where her parameters are not set high enough that I can move them in. There we go. I like that better. A little bit more of the, when you put your arms behind your back, when you hold onto your wrists, they're more, that's closer to your body. This is where the maquette sort of fails. Right? We don't really need to worry about that too much here. No, Chang is, and let's not move the camera at all because we don't want to move that camera because I like the idea. One of the other things that I like doing with maquettes and having the maquette system here is that I can do things where the characters are doing the same things, so you get kind of an effective animation. Your arm's broken. Your mom's arm's broken. Wait, what? No, okay, so she's just going to reach up like this because it's the way it goes from here. But we want to give it a little bit of an effect that she's not waving, but now it looks like she's like, toodaloo. We'll roll that back. We'll roll that in. Bend it in just a little bit more like so. And that should make it look like she's we'll move her maybe just a little back. There you go. We probably have checked this before we did this, but yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. Sometimes it doesn't work like I want it to because I'm stupid. Okay. We need to decide something. Oh, God. Okay. So here's the deal. In the frame, we're looking at there's not there's not enough room. Let's look at this and see what happens. We're just waiting for it to come over. In order for this to be a matched set of pictures, they need to be the same size. So like this and this, right? In order for them to match. Well, I mean, like, I like this because it shows an animation of activity where they put them together like this. The problem is they're not as the panels aren't aligned. So the question is, should I re-render? Or should I just shrink the panels? If I shrink the panels, they won't necessarily fit. The problem is the floor has very specific things on it. I don't know if I want to re-render for either one of these at all. Oh man, I don't mean to yawn. I might need more coffee in a minute here. I'll wait until Brian gets here. Uh, so as it is right now, we have the animation effect, right? We've got sort of her on the tube, moving up the tube and stuff like that, which does give you the idea that the tube is, either in this way, it sort of does look like it's sucking her up, which is probably not exactly what we're after. That's all right. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That is exactly what I was thinking, was move the bottom of the frames up. And that's where we're at. And that's just, so we take the frame control and just move the bottom of the frame up until it matches like so. The problem is it's going to leave some of the bottom, or it's going to leave the bottom of the page open. Oh, yeah, no, I don't want to do that. Because I want them to be the same size so that you can see movement between the two panels. That said, I do think you're onto something if I were to take the panel and move it down instead, and take this panel and do the same thing and just move them both down, and then take this panel and make it wide. I think you're right. That's probably what we want. And then we can readjust all the things inside like so, because this is going to just be her talking, so a big bubble here won't hurt us. And this can be like this, and then this can be like this, and our problem is solved. Look at us. Look at us. You are the man. You. Who's the man? You are the man. You. Right there. There's the extra panel here, to which we will just make this easy. I'm going to turn off everything but Chang. You're pinging me a lot. Yeah, we're gonna work on a lot of facial expressions here. Don't worry. We're gonna turn off everything here except for Chang. Oof. You can't select it until it's okay. Well, okay. This is actually kind of irritating. There we go. It's irritating. You can't turn off. You can't expand it until it's turned off. That's irritating to me. That's all right. We're just going to take this. I'm going to bend her back because that's the way we kind of will fly through things like this. The transfer tubes will bend her back. Close her mouth so she doesn't catch flies. It's a joke. And then I can just take this and then we're going to have to come up with like the poses for I'm floating in a tube, a transfer tube. The floating in a transfer tube pose. All right. There we go. I'm floating in a transfer tube. Isn't that nice? All again. All like seriously, all copy. There is a weird design on them. Yes. No. Let's see. Yes. Now we wait. Here she comes. There she is. Okay, all the rendering is done for this guy. No. 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 And no. So let's go on ahead and just real quickly do all the inner work that we need to do here. not sure why it always does that. All right, we're configured properly and ready to do the page and ink it in. And I'm going to stand up for the inking, mostly because my back is grumbling at me again. That's okay. All right. Let's get the pen squared away in the right color. And we can go on ahead now. I'll take that out so we can see what we're doing. Let's hit this panel first. G pen set to 17. Get on the right layer. My vector layer is set. Nope. Nope. Is there no intersection to? You know what? Screw it. There. She looks fine. Teethers. I don't know what teethers are. I'm going to turn off this layer temporarily so I can see where the back of her hair is. Now when we turn up this, it looks fine. Except we've forgotten the other part of her hair, which will be not there, but we want to make sure it's going to actually be like here. But now it's going to go around her drink cup. Like that. go. Kind of going through here. And back to Kansas from the snow season. Oh, gotcha. That's cool. Keep forgetting. I am using now. See, that's not quite as creepy now that we've done it this way. I'm using vectors. I keep forgetting that I'm using vectors. Using vectors means that I can go through here with the vector eraser, work here, and just go work like this. Oh, I'm on the wrong one. There. And you just do this. Why are you not doing what you're supposed to be doing? I can go through here with the vector eraser and be cool like this. Erg. And just do this and go bork, bork, like that. Kill the things that are inside here instead of drawing in between all the hairs like this. I don't need to do that. That's more complicated than it needs to be. It doesn't need to be that complicated. Keep forgetting that. So put our hair in here like so. Nope, nope, nope. Nope, nope, nope. Stop going too far. It's a guide, not a law. Nope, nope, nope. Where's my problem there? I think I'm on the correct layer. Yes. Man. I can just push this all the way up. And that's where we are with this one. Yep. Yeah. See? Not half as creepy, bizarrely, as the upper panel was. Facebook froze. Oh well. All right. Moving to this panel. And get up on that panel's Veremi thingy. This is where things get kind of confusing on her hair. So I'm going to be very careful here. We also have to be careful how her eyes work with this one, because she's leaning in, and you don't want to lean in too much. I know what I need. Her eyes need to be partially closed. That's what we need. Like so. Now there we go. That's what we're after. Although her eyes do need to be up more. See, now you're doing it the other way. If I had to, if this was the deal, I would have done this before. There. No, I hate you. Oh, yeah, that sleepy look. She's like, oh, I hate everybody's. Right. I was going to call in, man. I was going to call in, but then they said, you're the captain. And then they said, you got to do it. And I was just all mad. Yeah, that's exactly what she's thinking. Like I said last night, I really love the smooth feel of the really refined glass. And I know that a lot of people are like, but I prefer the texture on the screen protector. And I'm like, I just really don't. And it's kind of aggravating. And it's fine. I mean, other people can like things. I have to smile whenever I draw her because it's required. She's smiling. It means my muscles hurt after I'm done drawing. The trick behind smiles is that it's very subtle. And the thing that's funny is that I remember when I was younger, I thought, like most people do, a smiley face is a zip. It's like a U, like this on the face, but it really isn't. Our faces tend to brush down. So a smile really is level and back. I find that fascinating. So my favorite episode of Firefly is an episode called Out of Gas. And I watched at one point in time that episode with the commentary on. Was very intrigued by a writing method that was employed in that episode. And that was, we're actually going to open her eye back up. That was this methodology that they weren't sure whether that episode was going to be the first episode or not. And so they wanted to make sure that if that was the first episode that they aired, it had references to everybody so that you knew what everybody was doing. And I'm trying to pull the same trick here. This scene has Bennett say, well, you're lucky to have me as your first officer. Right? That way you know now, where does Bennett fit in the grand scheme of things, right? What does she do on this ship? Also, for all the people who whine about small chests, Bennett definitely does not have a small chest. Those people who are always like, hey, all of your characters are all tiny boobed. Like, why is that an important thing? Apparently it is. It's very important that some people have big boobs, I guess. So Bennett has the massive chest of doom, or at least for me. This is about as big as it's ever going to get with me. I'm just not. Some of it's silly. It's just such a ridiculous thing for people to get. all into, but that's all right. I just work here. So it's clear these pockets move around. Ah, man. Ooh, we might need to at some point come up with a wrong frame joke too, because I know that's going to happen. I'm not going to switch to the correct frame at some point in time. It's only a matter of time. Need to have better faith in my maquettes. Yep. My stomach is really into the idea of lunch. She knows she's being messed with. Yeah, I feel like that reads better. That's what all the maquettes are for. Yep. I don't have to blue line. I don't have to, and I can check my layout in the 3D posings program. I mean, legitimately, it's taken us 2 hours to get this page through, but there's a lot of things going on in this page. So we have a lot more movement and action and things like that. So it takes about 2 hours to do this page, but it is 2 hours from nothing to completely done, which is still an amazingly fast 2 hours a page is really, really fast. But yes, that's what the maquettes are for. If we do this via maquette like we're doing, and these guys are done super fast. I mean, honestly, legitimately, if you told any comic artist that you were able to get, I forgot to do that blue. If you were able to get a page with backgrounds, inking, everything like that in 2 hours, they'd be like, "What? That doesn't really happen in real life." In fact, I'd be curious to see a one-to-one sort of setup between Brian and I, where we tried to do a page each. And I used maquettes and he blue lined it out. The other thing is, as long as we're on a bottle, so to speak, on the QuaCk or whatever, as time goes on, this will get easier and easier because the sets will just exist. There won't be any of this rigging the sets for comic. I won't need to worry about that. Right. And I can do tricks like this one where the 2 pages can be done in a different way. Where it makes it so that you can see action has occurred. Right? In this instance, it was frame check. We got to come up with that. We got to come up with a new meme for frame check. This frame brought to you by Webtoons, because this is the extra frame for Webtoons. We need to go ahead and put her rank in. Otherwise, how do we know she's the captain? Mm-hmm. This is one of those we're going to have to cheat a little bit because there's a collisioning tangent there. So I'm going to bring the breast back here just a hair. And the reason is because we have a conflicting tangent. And if we keep her, it looks like her body should be here and it isn't. So we're going to cheat a little bit and put that there, undo. And we're going to put just a little bit of her body here so that you will feel like her body continues on. You don't lose it. Because we get kind of, the problem is the converging tangents there. One line will make all the difference on this. I actually feel like her hair should be more like this. Yeah. Yeah. It's like, there's no connecting line there. Okay. Yeah. And then this, we can have a few things going on in here, kind of indicate that she's in a hallway going up. Interesting that there's only one kind of rectangle it will do. There. All right. Here we go, guys. It's a complicated page, but it's done. Now I'm going to save. Work. Hit the save button. We need to do a couple of little things in this one to get it ready for prime time. One of them is we need to isolate the extended frame. We need to go through and remove the white from everywhere but the actual inking on frames 1, 3, and 4. Adjust the background so that they match. Darken, flatten everything, and then darken out Chang's hair, because of course her hair is going to be black, black, black. So we want to make sure it stays black, black, black. So there's that. We are not going and doing coloring until later. We actually have not tested coloring yet, so this could be ugly. Depends on how things work. We'll have to see. So we'll see what happens tonight. It'll be interesting. So, but it is clear that I can do, if we keep doing morning and evening shows, I can do 2 pages a day easily. And this isn't even talking about some of the other stuff. But tonight, I might finish this page here in the next couple of minutes just to get it all cleaned up and ready to go so that page is done and there's no more need for that page. What we'll do tonight is then we can do all the exteriors with the QuaCk and with the princess and things like that. Those will be easy pages. They'll just be quick and done. because they're all just literally render the QuaCk out and then stick stars behind it. So should be a really fast run on exteriors and stuff like that. We'll have to do a few things to kind of get kind of squared away. We're going to have to remember to extend the QuaCk's engine pods and things like that, and then put her in the atmosphere. We've got a lot of those things that'll just, and that'll blow a whole bunch of pages out through that system quickly. So we may even be able to do 3 pages today because we'll do all of those, depending. Because we've got a few pages looking in here. Let's switch back real quick to monitor. If we look at sort of the setup, this is just rendering. So 26 can be easily done with rendering. 19 has a lot of rendering in the background there. It's kind of cool. 30 has some stuff. 29, 28 and 29 has just like 3 pictures between it that'll have to be actually drawn. The rest of it's the princess and the QuaCk. In fact, 27's got a lot of it too. So we could pull pretty much 25. In fact, 25 is just the QuaCk coming through the clouds, right? So 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, all of those guys could be quickly knocked out. 30 could be relatively quickly knocked out. The top part of 32, you get the idea. There's a lot of these guys which could be just quickly hit. Bam, bam, bam. So we could knock those out really frickin' fast and just have like this entire section down here relatively done tonight, tomorrow, quickly. So anyway, I think that's Alex pinging me to say, hey, you gonna walk? What you gonna do? Or not? Remember, USAA will never call or text you to ask for your PIN, password, or one-time verification code. Somebody is trying to do that. Okay, I will save this. We will have a different frame thing. So, okay. There's Alex. About 10 minutes? Question mark. Send. Work. Let's talk about them tonight. So Brian was pointing out a specific thing. Oh, well, I don't know. It's fun. I'll put it in. What could it possibly hurt? Shrug. Okay, guys, but I am tired and I'm hungry and I need to go walk and stuff like that. So we'll keep plugging. We're doing really good, really fast, kind of plugging through here and just nailing these things and getting these pages out. And we'll just keep going. Some of it's going to be easy. Some of it's going to be hard. That's the way it goes. But I'll bet you that I can roll this comic out soon. Oh my goodness. So weird. About 10 minutes. There we go. I don't know why that didn't send. So, okay, cool. I'll see you guys tonight then. Take a nap today. So, I slept like 5 hours last night. That wasn't bad. I'm having a problem not going down. I'm having a problem staying down. So my biggest problem is I wake up at about 5 or 5:30 every morning after sleeping only about 5 hours, and then I'm like, I can't go back to sleep. This morning, all I could think about was this scene that I was working on. My brain just got up to speed and would stay there and hold. And I'm like, Leave me alone. I'm a family man. And da 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 da. Anyway, so we're going to do some extra stuff tonight, and we'll see what happens. At some point, we're going to have to build a Jess scene so that we can do the scene with the Jess scene and have those pages done. We have a Shakrana, so we can do the page here with Sergeant Better Spec. So we can just do page the next page, whichever one that is, page 6. If so, we could literally, once we get a Jessine in and Better Spec in on this side, we could literally have everything from the cover page to page 8 complete. And in theory, we could do that before the weekend hits. So if you think about it from the tactical standpoint, we could have 8 pages done this week. So benefits of the maquettes is we could technically be done with 8 pages by Friday, and that would be an amazing accomplishment, especially since we didn't really start till Tuesday. So we got Better Spec in there, and I don't need to work that hard, right? That's what I'm thinking. We could be on page 8 by this weekend. And page 8's already started, so we could just roll into that one pretty easily and maybe even finish it. So we'd have 8 pages done. And that would be an excellent move. So there you go. That's how this works. The maquettes are very useful. And once we start moving to speed, we're definitely moving at a much quicker clip. So there you go. I'm out of here, guys. I'm OOH. I'll see y'all tonight after I get to watch some Star Trek too. Maybe that might not be a bad idea. Let's finish up another Airship 27, send it off to them. They'll be happy about that, and then we can come back in. But I do want to push. I'm pushing very, very hard to get this done. Because if we can get 32 pages of this comic done and then fix the previous 2 8-pagers, we could have a ton of stuff that we could put up onto webcomics.com and have a printed issue out by July. And that would make me extremely happy. Then we do the next 32-page cycle to finish up the episode, and we could have an episode cleared plausibly by September. One complete episode of 64 pages plus an addendum. So that's a lot of pages of Bellatrix Rising like that. Bam, and we're in. So let's see what we can do. I'm a little spazzy about this. That's being hopeful. But now that the sets are done and all of these things are in, there is a plausible time of... It's funny because everybody's, we always look at this from the point of view of, gosh, guy, you spent an awful lot of time building things. But now that things are built, bam, 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 we can just start letting the dominoes fall. And that's the idea. When I was working with Tamerlan, all of those sets were built. I could make a new issue in a month. So we could theoretically get to a speed where it would be an issue a month. And by myself, without a staff. If I had a staff, boy, that'd be awesome. I could do 2 issues a month, or maybe 3. All right. I am OOH. I'll see you tonight, guys. Bye. Thanks for joining me, Brent. Appreciate it. See you later. Computer, Good night.